Hi guys, this is Wilson here, and in this video I'll be giving you a brief introduction on the bassoon and the parts of it. So what is a bassoon? A bassoon is a double reed woodwind instrument which plays the lowest notes of all the woodwind section other than the contrabassoon. Now the main thing of this video is actually showing you the parts of the bassoon, so let's go check it out. Now the bassoon has 7 parts altogether, and the first part I'm actually starting off is le bout joint, or the bottom joint. Why is it called the bottom joint? Because like its name says, it's the bottom joint. Now this joint is a really heavy joint, so be careful not to drop it and always hold it with 2 hands. So here we have the trill key for E flat and C sharp. We have 2 holes here. We have a high A key, and we have the F sharp keys. This is the alternate F sharp key, and we have the F key. And as you can see, there are 3 black things. Now what are these? These are rollers, and these enable you to roll your fingers smoothly across the keys like these. Now we turn it to the back. We have the B flat key, the E key or the pancake key, and the F sharp key. And I'm not sure whether you realize my bassoon doesn't have an extra key. I don't know why. And this key is the alternate A flat key, because I don't know, maybe they want to do easier fingerings for trills, you know. And as you can see here, we have this little mechanism here, and what goes in here, this actually the hand rest goes into here, and I'll actually explain in later what the hand rest is. And as you can see, there are 2 holes here, and the small hole is for the wing joint to go in here, and the bigger hole for the bass joint. Now what are those 2 joints? We'll see much later. Now what is this? This is the hole to hook your harness to. Say this is my harness here, so you see there's this hook, you just hook it on, and there got your boot joint. This hole supports the whole bassoon. That's a good pun. Anyway, let's move on to the next joint. Next up we have is the tenor joint, or some people like to call it the wing joint. Now this joint has a kind of weird structure, as you can see. Oh my gosh, I knocked my joint against the tripod. Anyway, you can see this weird curved part here. You can tell that's the wing joint. And this joint has a few quite important keys. We have the piano, let me just turn it over. We have the piano lock key, which locks the piano key. This is a kind of like a bassoon life hack if you're playing low registers. And we have the piano key, which connects to the whisper key up here. And on top of that we have the 4 octave keys. Now this enables you to play higher notes easier, apart from your embouchure shifting. And so yeah, this joint has quite a bit of a machine work, so you might have to hold it carefully. And so let's check out the next joint. The next joint I have in mind is the bass joint. Now why is this called the bass joint? Because it contains the keys or the 4 lower notes. That is the D key, the C, the B, and the B flat key. Now this joint doesn't really contain much keywork or mechanics, but you still have to handle this carefully. And this is also by far the longest part in the bassoon. Now what is this little fella doing here? What is this for? This is a joint lock. This actually locks this joint with this joint together, which I will explain in my bassoon assembly video. And let's check out the next joint. Now here I have the next joint, and this is called the bell. Now why is it called a bell? Because, well, the bassoon bell doesn't look like a bell, but if you look at a clarinet's bell, which is the bottommost part that looks like a bell, right? If you look at a tuba's bell, which is the topmost part, it looks like a bell. Now what is the function of the bell? This goes to every instrument, maybe except the flute. Every wind instrument, okay? So the bell basically amplifies the sound. So if you're performing a solo and you don't know where to put your microphone at, put it here, right on top, but not too deep, or else you would make everyone's eardrums go boom. So yes. Now this bell has one key, but some of the bells maybe have 2 to 3 keys, and this key connects to the low B flat key. So even though there's only one key, you still have to be careful, because without this part, or without this key, there's no way to play the low B flat. And yes, so let's move on to the next part. I'll have to open my little bag here, and this bag contains 2 parts. I'll start off with this little fella. Now this is the bocal. What is a bocal? A bocal is basically like a, I wouldn't say it's a mouthpiece, but it connects to the mouthpiece, which is the reed, which I'll explain much later. And if you blow through the reed, the air will go through here and go through the whole bassoon, and that's how sound is created. You can see there's a cork here, and there's this little hole, which the whisper key must be aligned to this. And yeah, that's actually all for the crook, or the bocal. Some people call it the bocal, some people call it the crook, but I call it the bocal because it's cool. Now this joint also is very delicate, so be careful when handling this. I'll actually show you how to handle this in my assembly video. And oh yeah, one more thing. Different vocals have actually produced different sounds. So look, mine is a 2. I'm not sure what type of sound, not what type of sound, how different the sound is compared to other types of vocals. So yeah, for the next joint is quite a small one. It's called the handrest. And what is it basically for? It is actually, like the name says, you rest your hand on it, and this connects to the boot joint. Let me bring my boot joint. So remember this little fella? You have to unscrew it just like this, and you want to unscrew it slowly, because if you unscrew it too fast, the screw would fall off. And you just insert that little fella inside. And there you get your hand rest. Now, this fella might be small, but he's really important, especially for people with big hands or adults playing bassoons, because without this, it is really uncomfortable for you to play. This is like a support, it's like a, yeah. So it's really advisable that you bring this in your bassoon bag everywhere you go. Not the toilet though, just put this in your bassoon bag. And yeah, that's about it. No wait, don't go yet, hold on. I still have one more part. Yes, I'm not kidding, I still have one more part. That was only 6 parts. This is the 7th part. You might or might not know this part, but this part is the reed. Wow, I didn't know reed was a part. Yeah. I really won't consider this a part though, but this is actually like super important in bassoon playing, because without this you can't produce sound on the bassoon. Just like without the bassoon you can't play notes. If you have this, you can't play notes, but if you have the bassoon only, you can't make sound. So actually Both are important. Now, this is basically the microphone of the bassoon. It produces the sound. How does it sound like? Sure, I'll demonstrate. It's something like an oboe reed, but lower. And yeah, try not to blow this in front of your friends, because I once did this, they kicked me out of their hotel room because it was too annoying. And I'm not sure whether this happens to you, but if your bassoon comes with a reed box like mine, that's good. But if your reed box doesn't come with your bassoon, I really advise you to get one, because this keeps your reed life longer. You know, reeds have lives, not only humans. So maybe just get a small one like what I have here. It's pretty small, it's the size of my palm. You see? It's small and compact. And yeah, the minimum amount of reeds a bassoonist should have is 2. It's best if you get 3. Like, I'm gonna get 2 new reeds today, I think, from my coach. He's gonna give it to me today. So yeah, that's basically it. Guys, that was pretty much it. That's it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, go ahead and like that video. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below. I'd be happy to read all of your comments. I mean, I love reading other people's comments. It's quite nice. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed this channel, go ahead and subscribe this channel now. I'm not forcing you. So I guess I'll be uploading more bassoon tutorial videos in the future, and I hope you all are looking forward to it. So I guess that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.